What's up, my freedom fam? I'm your favorite libertarian, possibly, and this is the start of the 43X COA build series.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back!
This is the video where I tear this thing apart to build it back better, but actually better in this case. I'm gonna go over all the pros and cons of this little guy so you can decide if it's right for you, but also so that we can note the areas of improvement for this, for the build. Let's start with what this gun is, then we can talk about what it isn't. The pros. This pistol will be part of my spring and summer EDC. Why? Because it is thinner, lighter, and more concealable than my Glock 45 over here. Hey, did you know I did an entire series on this gun too? If not, feel free to check that out by clicking the thingy up here, or I can never remember what side it is. It's somewhere up here. Anyway, in many ways, this is kind of like a mini 45 COA. Front and rear cocking serrations, longer grip, shorter slide. It has a COA on it. It's adorable. So you may want this if you don't want to have to go out and get a plate, an optic, and actual iron sights after picking up a 43X MOS. Or you might just want this if you like concealable things that look super cool. Those are all the reasons I got one. But also, this gun actually shoots really well for how small it is, which is nice. The cons. Do you want to know what this gun doesn't have? A good trigger, a comfortable trigger shoe, grip texture of any kind, a respectable magazine capacity. Also, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but this is not green, which is obviously a big problem for me. If you've been watching any of my build video series for any length of time, take a guess as to what my favorite color is in the comment section below. The COA. I gave the COA its own section because, like most things, it falls into the pros and cons camps. It's a whole system which can be good or bad depending on what you're looking for. The slide is built around the optic. As such, you get an extremely solid lockup with the A-cut wedging the front of the body underneath the slide like a ski boot. Swedes, am I right? And the rear sight clamping the other end down like a clamp. Hey, where do you think you're going, COA? That's right, nowhere. And as an added bonus, you finally get a Glock from the factory with metal sights. So that's cool. On the other hand, if you want the ability to try out a bunch of different optics, you should probably just get the 43X MOS. Because this cut only works for the COA. Not only that, but your rear sight also only works with the COA. And while you could potentially switch out the front sight for another aftermarket option, you're kind of stuck with the rear sight for better or for worse. But enough about how it all attaches, let's talk about the COA itself. Compared to probably the most popular optic of its size, the Holosun EPS carry, the window size of this optic is actually smaller at 0.59 inches by 0.59 inches, with the EPS carry being 0.58 inches by 0.77 inches. Shout out to Trollone321 for pointing that out. Having owned both, my perception is that this window feels larger to me compared to the EPS, and part of that could be that 0.01 difference in height, and the other part could be because this is overall, as the body goes, sitting slightly higher than the EPS carry would. Either way, I'm good with the window size, but it's an important note to make, and I appreciate Trollone321 for making it. Now let's talk about the dot. The dot is super crisp and clear. If you just want a dot, it's a great dot. If you want something like the EPS carries optional MRS reticle choices, the Swedes won't let you have that. I'm sorry. Speaking of what the Swedes won't let you have, here's my real point of contention with this optic. The past level 9 step down thing. Allow me to explain. It states that to save battery time, it will decrease the dot intensity 1 step every 2 hours if no button has been pressed. Why would I randomly in the middle of my day stop to press a button? Who is this even for? This feature is only active when the sight is switched on. Well, duh. And the intensity is above level 9. No thanks! I don't know about how you guys do things in Sweden, but here in America, we want to be in charge of when our red dot dims. Thank you very much. With your flashlight on in the dark, this step down feature could be the difference between seeing your dot and not seeing your dot when you really need to see your dot. Also, I don't know about you guys, but for me, if I have an optic that has a 5-year battery life on setting 7, I'm just gonna put it at the highest brightness level that I need it to be at. I'm gonna keep it at that setting all the time, and then I'm just going to change my battery out every year on my birthday, just like I do on all of my other 5+ year battery life pistol optics. Well, I guess I'll just have to wait for my light to come in for testing and pray that I don't need to go above level 9 to see my dot in the dark with my light on. Stay tuned. As far as the adjustments go, the Torx T10 tool provided is common and works to adjust windage, elevation, and your battery tray. I'd prefer a flathead slot as I could use a knife or 9mm brass in a pinch, but either way, the adjustments are 1 MOA per click. Oh, I should also note that the brightness range is 1 to 12, with 1 to 4 being night vision bright, and 5 to 12 being people on a budget bright. I'm talking about me. I'm on a budget. They also give you this weird shiny thing to help pop out your battery tray, but come on, we all know you're gonna use your knife for that. As this is a series where we will be adding to and improving upon the 43X COA in order to make it super cool for EDC reasons, let's do some science and get some shooting baselines of this gun before we get too wild with all of the improvements, shall we? I think you know what time it is. It's time to go to the range. First, let's test the long range accuracy with 10 rounds at 25 yards. For this test, I shot a total of 3 targets. The factory trigger had less creep than my original Glock 45 trigger, but the break feels harder, and the snap of the break can definitely cause your sights to move if you're not careful. The trigger safety poking out does not feel good on your finger either. My first group was the worst at 10.5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Had a huge flyer on that one. My second group was much better at 5 inches, and my third and final 10-round group at 25 yards was the best, just under 4 inches. Yeah, this one's looking a lot better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's the best group yet! When shooting for precision with this gun, the dot gave me a little bit of confidence, but given the trigger still had a slight bit of creep to it, I wasn't 100% confident of when the shot was going to break. Also, this grip is slicker than an oil tycoon. Even with slow fire, I found myself constantly readjusting my grip. Now let's get a bill drill in to test accuracy and speed. If you don't already know, a bill drill is 6 shots from 7 yards away as fast as you can. Normally, this drill would start at the beep from a holster, but since I don't have one of those yet, A cough, a clacker tactical, a cough, cough. I'm starting from a low ready. I shot a total of 4 targets, with the first being my very first build drill ever with this gun. It felt pretty slow. I seemed to favor low for all of my groups, and it again was hard to keep a good grip on this slippery little guy. Also, I need to work on my stance because this 9mm should not be pushing me around this much. In close quarters, I could pick up the speed to still get good enough groups faster, but I'm not as confident that I could really let it rip if I needed to. Grip, need, grippiness. All right, now that we have our baseline for this gun, here's where the real fun begins. I'm going to rattle off all the ideas that I have for this build, then I want you to give me your ideas for the build. Here's what I'm thinking. The Grit Grips OD Green Lower and Magwell. I've heard good things about the texture, the higher beaver tail and trigger guard undercuts look promising, and also, it's green! Plus, it supposedly turns that Glock grip angle into a 1911 grip angle. What do you think? Would you like to get my thoughts on that one? Are there any other ones that I should look at instead? For my light, I am for sure going to be going with some type of Streamlight product, but what's your pick? As far as the TLR7s are concerned, there's the HLX, the HLX Sub, the X, and the X Sub I'm trying to decide between. Part of this decision has to do with the fact that I'm trying to decide between Radian Ramjet or no Radian Ramjet. If I'm trying to keep this build as short as possible so it can be as concealable as possible, I might want to go the route of some of the sub options, and then that would be a little bit shorter of an overall package. But again, what do you guys think? Should I do the Radian Ramjet and go big or go home, or should I stay small as possible so I can conceal as easily as possible? Well, my mic died, but we're gonna keep pressing on. There's also another cool accessory for the TLR7 from Antimatter that's spring-loaded and gives you a thumb pedal for controlling muzzle flip that I'm pretty intrigued by. Also, do I go with the trigger shoe and connector upgrade, or do I go full-blown drop-in from Apex or Overwatch Precision, or insert your favorite in the comments section below? Hey, I don't know why, but that reminded me that I'm supposed to be getting a bunch of the 15-round OEM Glock mags that I'm going to be able to test with this gun, so that's pretty cool. Man, this is going to be fun. I'll also need a few holster options. With spring and summer coming up, I'll need a sidecar style appendix carry rig, and I'll also need a Velcro backed holster for my fanny packs. Man, am I a dad or what? This is where I really need your help. If this video gets a lot of views and comments, then chances are good that we'll be able to get a lot of really cool stuff sent over for testing. So I'm calling on our entire Freedom Family community to get down there in the comments, vote for what you want this 43X to become, share this video with all your friends, like the video, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. It's free and it's fun. You are the absolute best, and I can't wait to read all your comments and start this epic build with you. God is good all the time, and if you know the rest, drop it in the comment section below. On that note, I take prayer requests, so if you have any of those, don't hesitate to put them into the comment section below. I would love to pray for you. Now, if you want a more private setting to do so in, you can click on our link in the description, and that will, as always, take you to all of our direct messaging apps, and it'll take you to all of our links that you can use to support the channel and all of the discount codes that we will always have for you. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the next video in this build series. Stay free, and God bless.
What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah? Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.